And a good Sunday afternoon to you, meteorologist Dan Skeldon here. Quick abbreviated version of Tidal Flooding Talk, a little earlier, a little different location, and solo instead of with my normal co-host, Palma Cardi, who's actually dealing with a little non-tidal related flooding, water main break, and I think her house doesn't have water in that, so she's dealing with that on a Sunday where very, very wet throughout South Jersey, all the winter weather well to our north and west. We are going to get the cold and the wind as we head through the night tonight and tomorrow, so any leftover water, everything's not going to instantly turn to ice, but you are going to have black ice and some puddles and stuff like that as temperatures pretty rapidly drop as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. So, 40s and 50s this morning towards the shore. That's going to all be swept out to sea, and the temperatures are going to plummet. So, Tidal Flooding Talk brought to you by the New Jersey Coastal Coalition. We'll be back the next few weeks. We're not going to compete with the Super Bowl. Hoping my Patriots get to the Super Bowl, though I'm thinking Kansas City looks pretty good. I think it's going to be a tough game for the Patriots tonight. But I just wanted to get on quickly. So this is a quick 10 to 15 minute live stream. Got a couple of great guests lined up for additional episodes of Tidal Flooding Talk. Palma and I will be back at the Irish Pub next Sunday night, 7 p.m. Lisa Auermuller from the Jacques Cousteau Research Center. She'll be our guest, first-time guest, and I'm looking forward to speaking with her. We'll have the Super Bowl Sunday off, Groundhog Day weekend. Big day for meteorologists. We'll be taking that one off. And then Dave McKeon, former Ocean County Planning Director, will be our guest on Sunday, February 10th. You guys are welcome to come down to the Irish Pub and join us for conversation, for drinks. And that's every Sunday, 7 p.m. All this brought to you by the New Jersey Coastal Coalition, working to hopefully inform, spread awareness, educate about tidal flooding, and, get us ready for future storms. Some tidal flooding this morning. It wasn't a typical coastal storm per se. A lot of rain, a solid inch plus, some tidal flooding along the shore, but I think that will be it. Whatever you saw this morning, I think that will be the only round as wind shifts around, going to blow offshore, empty out the bays, and really the only concern from here on out will be cold and wind. Wind chill advisories are up. Wind chill going to go drop below zero tonight, stay below zero tomorrow morning. Of course, it is a lot of holiday. A lot of people don't have to go to work and school, so it will be a great morning to sleep in with very little reason to get out of bed when it's going to feel like 10, 15 below zero tonight and tomorrow morning. It's going to be a bitterly cold day tomorrow. A lot of sunshine. In fact, the sun will come out as we move through the day today, but it is bitterly cold. Thankfully, that cold isn't going to last all that long, and we probably warm up and rain again by the middle of the week. Kristen Kaiser, nice to have you on. Tony Picciota, good afternoon to you. Tracy Barger, good afternoon and welcome. Heidi Howell, love you but not the shirt. Yeah, I know there aren't too many Patriots fans in this area. I think all you guys know I'm a Patriots fan, but I grew up like 10 minutes from Foxborough. Always been a Patriots fan. When I was in New England, they were horrible. They got embarrassed in a Super Bowl, Bears in '85. As soon as I moved away from New England, they got really good. So I'm not a bandwagon, not a fair weather Patriots fan, but a diehard Patriots fan my whole life. And I think it's going to be a tough task today. And you know what? If the Chiefs win and Andy Reid gets a Super Bowl, I think that's great. I have the utmost respect for Andy Reid. I think he's a great coach. Kansas City has an awesome team. They're probably going to be around for years. Kind of like the Eagles, I think. Both Kansas City and the Eagles have great young teams, lots of talent. I think the Patriots. Everyone wants the dynasty to be over. Not me, but I know it's going to end very shortly, whether it's this year or next year. Some people thought 4 years ago. If the Chiefs win today and the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, nothing but congrats and respect for Andy Reid. All right, Debbie Thomas, hi to you. Nice to have you on. Andrew Lee, I know you're rooting hard against the Pats. as a Steelers fan, Andrew, tough year for you. Steelers, I think, are one of the most talented teams in the league, but all the dysfunction there and all the drama and everything just kind of distracts. But you guys have so much talent. You guys should have another Super Bowl or two over the past few years. Jerry, hi to you. Nice to have you on. Yeah, absolutely, Kristen. Nice day for the fireplace. The dogs are curled up by it. We went for a long walk, a long muddy woods walk this morning, and actually in the rain. Did about 2 miles in the rain and mud. It's been nice when it was cold and the ground was frozen and all the mud was frozen. But now, at least for today, things are muddy. But things are going to ice up pretty quickly and freeze up pretty quickly rest of today and into the night tonight. Janetta Dix, hi to you. Kevin Winter, nice to have you on. Let's see. Yeah, Kristen, the storm itself did underperform in a lot of Pennsylvania, central North Jersey. South Jersey was supposed to be all rain, and it was. A little tidal flooding, we had that. Now we got the wind and cold. New England, upstate New York, we're going to be the jackpot, and they are, and they're still getting it. And in between, North Jersey into a lot of southeastern and eastern Pennsylvania, that was the battleground. Now, the Patriots, the Poconos, sorry, I got football on my mind, and northwestern New Jersey had some significant snow and or ice, 4 to 8 inches worth, and some ice as well. But from the Lehigh Valley and through upper Bucksmont and through Chester County, through a lot of north and central Jersey, that rain moved in quicker, and that, of course, limited snowfall totals. So in a storm like this, there's always going to be an area where it's a tricky, challenging forecast. So, South Jersey, Philly to South Jersey, forecast worked out nicely. Poconos, Northwest Jersey, forecast worked out nicely. In between, that's where there were some forecast issues, I guess you could say. Roger Cope, nice to have you on. I am a Patriots fan. I guess you're in Bengals country, maybe? If you're a football fan, right? Is that the team in Southwest Ohio? What's that?
They don't like football.
Oh, you don't like football. Amanda says hi. Patty Thomas, nice to have you on. Darlene Van Oster. Let's see. We moved from HD on Ocean Heights 2 years ago. You're now outside Marietta, Ohio, so you don't have to worry about tidal flooding out there. You get all sorts of severe weather, storms, but no flooding in Ohio. Tony, at least I'm not a Raiders fan. No, absolutely not. Definitely not. Let's see. Tony agreed on Andy Reid. Veronica Rivera, nice to have you on as well. Elmer Tate, some minor tidal flooding in Stone Harbor this morning, Elmer, and that will be it for the tidal flooding. I think it will move on out, and the wind shifts around, and it's the cold. For the rest of today, tonight, tomorrow, it's the cold and wind. Tomorrow night, Tuesday morning, it's the cold minus the wind, and then we're fine after that. We're going to warm up towards the middle of the week. It's a wintry pattern. I'll tell you what, I do see more cold Arctic blasts and probably better opportunities for winter storms for Pennsylvania and New Jersey on the whole over the next 3 weeks. Now, do I see a winter storm for everybody in the next 7 days? No. But right on through the first half of February, it's a very favorable pattern to get 1 or 2 bigger ones. Doesn't mean that pattern will come to fruition, but there is definitely the opportunity. All right. And Elmer, yes, some minor tidal flooding in Stone Harbor this morning. The Coastal Coalition, which brings you Tidal Flooding Talk, actually, and the Press of Atlantic City did a great article on this, actually installing a camera in Sea Isle City. And we hope it's the start of a lot of cameras to come up and down the shore. And these cameras aren't put with a nice view of the ocean. There's a lot of webcams up and down the Jersey Shore, but these are going to be put in flooding hotspots, in areas. In Sea Isle City, we're picking an area that, normally floods, and it'll be a live camera feed where you can actually watch the tidal flooding go up and go down. And we hope to do it, in every shore town. So you can kind of track the tidal flooding online. If you are off the island or in a really bad storm, you can see how bad it is. So Sea Isle City, thanks to Ocean First Bank, a big sponsor of it, and the New Jersey Coastal Coalition putting this all together, getting the first of what we hope are many of these webcams. You can read about that on pressofac.com. All right. Let's see. Janetta Dix, we're going to talk football the next high tide. Well, we're doing both. I'll tell you, Janetta, the next high tide not a concern because the wind's going to shift around. Now, you live along the tidal Delaware Bay or the tidal Delaware River, there could be a little flooding. All right, coastal flood advisories are still in effect, but up and down the Jersey-Delaware shore, wind shifting around, and we're not expecting too many issues. It was kind of a one high tide cycle and done. Now, we have a full moon tonight, actually a lunar eclipse tonight as well, but thankfully the winds are going to be blowing offshore. If you are going to step outside to see the eclipse, I mean, skies are going to hopefully clear, but again, it's going to be bitterly cold overnight tonight. Dan McClain, nice to have you on. Beverly Thompson. Let's see. I've been competing with Downtown Abbey at our normal 7 p.m. time. Nice to catch you. Nice to have you on, Beverly. Chris McKeon. How low will the temperatures go? You know, on the Pennsylvania side of things, as cold as like 0. On the New Jersey side of things, as cold as 5 to 10. You know, right along the shore would be the least cold temperatures, but you got to factor in the wind and wind chills for everybody, no matter where you are. As cold as like 25 below in the Poconos. Most of us get down to 10 to 20 below 0. Andrew, will there be black ice tomorrow morning? There will be. Now, will it be widespread sheets of ice? No, but will there be, you know, puddles that are left over from all the rain we got? Will they ice up? Yeah. So don't expect everything to be a solid sheet of ice. I think we'll have enough time between the rain ending and the wind picking up to help dry things out and the temperature free falling. I don't think we're talking about a freeze where everything turns into an ice rink. However, if anything left wet after this afternoon is going to ice up, or it's actually going to start to ice up this afternoon, you're going to notice the wind really pick up from the northwest, and that's that cold air starting to come in. All right. See, Regina Mitchell-Jones, Chiefs fan on here. And I'm sure there are more. Actually, there's memes out there saying parts of the country rooting for the Chiefs, and it was every state but New England. And it probably is that way, right? Because New England's had it enough, and I'm not arguing with that fact. You know, as a Patriots fan, got to support the team. I'm rooting for them. I hope they win. I realize that Brady Belichick are eventually on their way out. I'm not going to predict their demise every time they lose a game, but I also realize that, you know, the end is near. And I said Kansas City is a great team, great program, and I'd be happy if they won. Or I wouldn't be, you know, wouldn't be upset to see them win the Super Bowl at all. Sharon Peter checking in from the Caribbean. Nice to have you on. Luann Schultz, Wildwood 2, all rainwater back up though. Yeah, that's what a lot of it was, Luann. It wasn't an ideal wind to create massive tidal flooding this morning, but you had the heavy rain, and you had a little bit of a wind that you know, exacerbated the situation. So it wasn't strictly tidal flooding, but a lot of barrier islands did flood this morning. So icy roads tomorrow morning, polar marine. Some widespread sheets of ice, no, but black ice on any leftover puddles that are left standing. You know, if there are puddles by, you know, 4, 5, 6 o'clock today, you know, they're going to ice up by then. So there will be some patches of black ice and slick spots and anything that doesn't dry up. Pipes freezing, Kathy Snyder. You know, we have had a couple of vintage, we want to forget type of pipe freezing winters where, I mean, pipes froze all across the area. And obviously the longer the cold snap, the more likely that is. I don't think this is a long cold snap where, you know, we're 0 or below for like 2, 3, 4 nights in a row. But it is the first our real true Arctic blast since Thanksgiving. So it is going to be bitterly cold tonight with wind chills down well below 0. Tomorrow's highs are going to struggle to get to 20. Tomorrow night we drop off into the single digits. And then Tuesday the colds start to ease. All right, but you do want to make sure your outdoor water is off. It should have been a long time ago, but you do want to make sure, if it isn't yet, to take care of that. All right. Angel Atanasio, hi to you. Dan McClain, when are we going to get a snowstorm? You know, we haven't had a widespread, mid-Atlantic wide snow. Last weekend, DC to South Jersey getting some snow. DC got like 10, 11 inches. South Jersey got 3, 4, 5, 6. North Jersey didn't get anything. This weekend, northwestern New Jersey got some snow and ice. A lot of New Jersey was just rain. We haven't had a good old-fashioned all of New Jersey, all of eastern Pennsylvania snowstorm. And again, I don't see one for the next 7 days, but I do see a pattern favorable for it as we work our way into late January, early February. All right, Anthony D'Amato, question, what is the terminology of real feel? They say it feels like 5 below. Is it 5 below? Well, wind chill or real feel, Anthony, is what the wind strips away heat from your body. So if the temperature's 2 and there's like a wind of 20 miles an hour, it's going to strip heat away from your body. So to exposed skin, it's going to feel like 15 below zero. That's what it's going to feel like on your nose and your earlobes and your fingertips, any skin that's exposed. And that's what you should prepare for. All right. That doesn't mean that, let's say you have a pipe underneath your house and the pipe's going to freeze up at 15 below. If there's a wind chill of 15 below, not that the wind gets under your house, but I mean, pipes don't freeze. So let's say the temperature's 35 and the wind chill's 20. Pipes aren't going to freeze because the actual temperature's 35. So water doesn't freeze if the wind chill's below freezing and the temperature's not. You do need the temperature below freezing to freeze water up, but on what we perceive the temperature to be with the wind, that's your wind chill, that's your feel like temperature. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. So Candy Clark, I would say by early February, we should see, maybe even late January. We got 11 days left in January. The next 6 or 7, we got a rain event coming the middle of this upcoming week. Probably another Arctic blast by next weekend. And then I would say that week before the Super Bowl, that looks primed to a big snow event for me. The very last few days of January, the first few days of February. That would be the window I would start watching. Renee Esposito thinks Amanda should be my co-host. I don't think Amanda would be interested in that job, but she's more than welcome to. She kind of likes being behind the scenes, making the noise in the kitchen. Right now she's cooking some delicious French onion soup for a cold, windy afternoon. And we're going to put the football on. Justin Thomas, nice to have you on. Barb Carney, Jerry, Megan, good evening to you. Good afternoon to you. Good evening is when we normally do Tidal Flooding Talk. Again, Tidal Flooding Talk back at 7 p.m. The next weekend, off for the Super Bowl, and the weekend after that. All right. Lisa Auermuller from the Jacques Cousteau Research Center. She'll be our guest next weekend, 7 p.m. Irish Pub, Atlantic City. You're more than welcome to come down. And Dave McKeon on February 10th, that Sunday, 7 p.m., former Ocean County Planning Director. And we will talk flooding and storms and all the stuff we normally talk about. All right. Yeah, hubby loves French onion soup too, Kristen. It's one of my favorites, though Amanda makes a lot of great soups. So, Megan, is there a possibility of flooding tonight? I don't think so. Cold, wind, some black ice, but no flooding expected tonight. All right, so again, all this brought to you by the New Jersey Coastal Coalition. I invite you to log on to Press of AC and search that Sea Isle City webcam, flooding cam story. Good story on a great thing, an effort the New Jersey Coastal Coalition is working on. My co-host, Palma Cardi, hopefully she'll get water back in her house. Not the flooding type of water, the running water, as water main break is keeping her at home today, dealing with that. And we will see you at the Irish Pub next Sunday at 7 p.m. All right, guys, thanks for being on here. Enjoy your Sunday and stay warm the next 36 hours.